Hey everyone, it's Post Prod Rob here, and yeah, I'm here the next day right before I get started on editing. Yeah, throughout this video, I did not have my desktop audio on, and in fact, I'm about to turn it back on in OBS. So it comes through on the mic, but it's gonna come through a little muted, so sorry about that. Also, side note, I know the album art is a little controversial, but why did no one tell me it was made by Glacier Clear? Why did no one tell me that that album cover was made by the one of the goats himself or themself? Excuse me. Hey everyone, it's Rob Dog. Welcome back to my house of music. I know it's been a while, but you know, I honestly last time I'd uploaded, I soon after got into a state where I was kind of just I wasn't too tired of a state, like constantly tired of a state to really put into this what I wanted to and what I knew I needed to make it what I wanted to be. But I feel like I'm back. And it's funny because it, if I sound kind of sick, I mean it's mostly it's mostly a sinus strip at this point. But I mean, yes, my nose is acting up. But other than that, I mean, I'm so ready to be back. I'm so happy to be back. And I mean, you see it. I'm coming back to probably like one of the most acclaimed albums of the year in the album of the year space. I mean, Azalea has been advocating for this album pretty much since its release. Funny enough, looking on there, it was released the day before my birthday, so go to time of the year. And anyway, also, I mean, I know some things about the album roughly. I know this is supposed to be peak, uh, and I also know it's probably a good idea to take a break after this song before this one, and maybe after this one as well. We'll see. But either way, uh, let's just get into this. Oh, also, if the album cover art pops up on the side screen right here, because obviously I'm not showing it at the top of the screen for a reason. If you know, you know. But if it pops up on the side, I'll have a funny way to censor it. Just trust me. Okay. Oh, we have lyrics. We have lyrics. So far, I mean, man, this is probably supposed to be one of the slower tracks, but like we already see that like you're not like it's like this is setting up the story, and it's already not holding any punches. I mean, oh god damn. Oh, what am I about to get myself into? Uh, continue. Oh my god, what am I getting myself into? Because I know it's only supposed to get more intense from here. But that past past already, like at least for me, that already felt like pretty intense. Even though like the instrumentation was like obvious, like it did some things to really make you feel what it was doing, but like it didn't feel like it ratcheted it up to 10 yet. Like, and I know that's coming at some point. So that oh I know I'm not ready. Oh, like, but with that said, I mean, I I really enjoyed Violet's vocals on that. I mean, even though like you can hear like the pain, the anguish, you hear it all come through. Uh, you know, I like I really like how the instrumentation felt like you know simple, but simple but not easy is how I put it. Not not doing too much, not like trying to trip all over itself, yet everything just comes together. So, and of course it's in the penthouse, of course. Now, since I know I just have a feeling there's going to be higher and higher this album's going to go. I won't quite put it in the VIP yet, but okay, let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, Azalea, since I know you're watching, 2 tracks in, and I already know at some point soon we gotta link up, and I gotta get you to listen through. I didn't mean to haunt you with me again. Well, I say again. She hasn't listened yet. I've probably listened to it at least 10 times. You know, she's probably gonna end up listening to this album at least 10 times by in a few months. But oh, okay, that's an exaggeration. But back to the song. Yeah, I still wouldn't quite say cranked up the intensity to 10 yet, but I can say felt like we were close. And oh my goodness. Like again, it once again Violet Pony plays her cards right. Well, like again, this is my first time listening to her stuff. You know, but I mean, what can I say? I mean, so the production went a little bit more in a more noisy direction, but again, it and when you're doing that, like it's easy to do noisy production in a way that feels cluttered, feels like a mess, feels like everything's running on top of itself. No, this is just like gotta balance 10 things at once. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Just no problem. Just juggles it all like almost with ease. The subject matter, yeah, I am under no pretense that the subject matter is going to get any easier. I mean, track one kind of Pest kind of steps that out the gate, and Play Dead like continues playing into that. Obviously the wolf character here is he's going through some shit. Or he, she, they. Someone in the comments, Azalea, please inform me on what's correct, because I'm not going to figure out in the recording, but I would love to figure it out in the comments. Anyway, oh yeah, huh? And oh yeah, Penthouse, VIP. Okay, little jump scare that just happened there aside. Let's get back into this. Okay, so uh, gonna do an impromptu pause another recording again in a few seconds, but so far my thoughts of this song are okay. It takes it in a little bit more, I guess I'd say, industrial direction, which I I think it does it. I think it's doing it really good so far. You know, but yeah. Anyway, all right, back to it. Oh my god. Let me check something. Okay, so I was in the midst of recording and I was kind of freaking out because I realized the desktop audio wasn't coming through. But now I'm also realizing that that might not be such a bad thing because, uh, I mean, it's still coming through on the mic. So, okay. So now I'm realizing it's coming through a little quiet for y'all, but seems like it's still coming through relatively fine. So, uh, yeah, continue. Ooh, okay, okay. Now, uh, the heretic. Okay, the heretic. That again went in more of an industrial direction, and I definitely like that one as well. I mean, felt like I connected with that one the least of the tracks so far. But that's like that's getting into like little nitpicks. Okay, like production wise, it might actually be my favorite. I think Vylet came through with a really, yeah. I I'm gonna keep saying Violet comes through with a really good performance until she doesn't, and I have a feeling that's not gonna stop. So get used to me saying it. But with that said, of course the track's in the penthouse. But yeah. But on the next track, Survivor's Guilt. Ooh. my god! Like, oh my god! This one more than like this one really just laid it all out bare there. I mean, for I mean, it, kind of starting off with the idea of oh, these people, they think they love me, but they don't know the real me, and then just kind of digging further and further into that. I mean, wow. I mean, especially with the story the three previous tracks have built up to this, and then kind of putting that context into everything after the first verse. Just wow. I mean, and yes, the first verse also plays into that context, but just wow, wow, wow. And also the build up into just that explosion at the end is the I keep loving the production more and more on each track. And maybe it's me getting like into the rhythm of the album, but just wow, wow, wow. And I mean, yeah, of course, it's in the penthouse, it's in the VIP, but also, like, I I've seen like I've seen reviews that say the pain that comes through those screams is evident, and that still didn't prepare me for like how true that is so far, and I have no reason to assume that's changing, especially knowing what all's coming up. But yeah, that was Survivor's Guild. On the next one. Oh my. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This might have a new favorite so far. Hold on. Let me just do that. I mean, first off, it's definitely in the penthouse, definitely in VIP. I'm debating it in my head. So let me just go through the song. I mean, again, it's another. It's definitely. It is definitely on the softer end so far. I mean, oh, and some of the production sounds like some people say video. Some people will use video game production as like an insult, but there were some parts of this that remind me of. Does anyone watch? Has anyone watching heard from any of the Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack? Because if you know what I'm talking about, like especially the first half of this song, kind of reminded me of something that would have fit on that production wise. But then it also built off of that and built into its own kind of like production wise it was sparkly and twinkly, even though like going again with the subject matter, it's almost meant to be seen in kind of an almost ironic way, I guess, is the way I'd put it. And also that outro, I really love what that outro does because it kind of reminds me of what like again this pulls so many things that it reminds me of that it ends up making it just its own thing that can't really be compared to anything. But that outro in and of itself reminded me of what Jane Remover did on a lot of the outros on Census Designated. Except what Vylet does different here is she pulls it back on. The noisy elements come in, but it kind of pulls back as it goes toward the end, as opposed to what Jane would do, which is just build and build and build and build. And there's something so like given the context of this album, there's something so hauntingly beautiful about that. So I'm not quite putting it in the mansion, but the highest tiers of the VIP. So anyway, let's continue because I think that was track 5. Yes. Oh, and apparently we're about to get into peak. So let's go. Oh, that transition though. what words could I say? What words could I say that would do what we just heard justice? I mean, first of all, the the production, the way that it, like, progresses through this track, like, just because it's a 12-minute track, and it manages to, like, keep me engaged all throughout. I mean, the only like, the only thing that was close to an exception was the outro, and even that I don't mind. I mean, see 3 minutes of static at the end of Cassini's division on the end of I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. But anyway, uh, but as for the rest of the song, like, first of all, obviously, Wolf's being, God, poor Wolf. Oh God, the next track. Oh God, the next track. No, no, no. If you know what's coming. If you know what's coming. Oh God. But God, just poor Wolf, poor Wolf. Just it just keeps spiraling and spiraling, man. And I mean, oh, yeah, again, as for the production, I mean, like, like, again, it has its, moments of ramping up and, slowing down, but by God, like, it definitely on the noisier end, but my God, that some of the best some of the best noisy moments on this album as well. I mean, let me try to, because I was just soaking it in pretty much that whole time, but oh, also, here, when in the midst of all the noise, just cuts it out to say those two things and then bring it all back in, but, with in a different way. That really, that might have been the hardest hitting part of the whole thing. Second hardest. This part, this whole thing hit like a ton of bricks. I mean, if it's not obvious already, it's in the mansion. Just, oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Ugh. Yeah, and the whole time leading up to this, I thought, yeah, I'll do fine without a small break before the 22-minute track. Yeah, after this, like, God, I don't know if I don't know how ready I am. Oh, I'm definitely ready to. I'm definitely ready to need to take a break after knowing what's coming with the next track. But at the same time, it's been so peak so far that it's like I'm staying along for the ride. Let's go. off off tops, I don't think it would feel appropriate to give this a rating. So with that said, wow. Wow. That was like just the most like everything. This was the I'd say the densest track out of all of them, and I say that in mostly in terms of like being emotionally dense, like in part because I mean, if you know what's happening here, you know it. You know, I'll yeah. You probably I probably edited in a warning before this track came on, but uh, I mean, there's no real denying, what's happening here, you know, in terms of like, lyric wise, story wise. It and like I said, it's the noise it's the most densely noisy, noisiest track so far on the album, which appropriate for the circumstances. And yeah, it it doesn't feel appropriate to rate it, but I mean I will say, do I think it was well done? Abso-freaking-lutely. But my god, I mean I mean just for what it is, it's definitely one that I wouldn't seek out to return to, just because of how like dense the subject matter itself is. I mean, if you know, you know. I'm not gonna say it, but if you know, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna. So yeah, y'all probably won't notice much, but yeah, I'm gonna pause the recording and give myself a few minutes, which I might need to do after the next track because we're coming up on the 22-minute one. All right, all right, I'm back. It's time for the 5-act, 22-minute track. Let's do this thing, and I'll see after if I need another break. Really selling the build up so far. Selling it well. So I guess that was the first act. Oh, I mean, and I mean, it kind of felt like what a first act usually feels like. It's it's building it up. I mean, so I'm not gonna just rate it just solely off that first act part, but feel you definitely feel it just building, building, building. You know, and yeah, de- definitely. Okay, yeah. There's like again, you can't escape the pain. Again, the pain and strife that I'm assuming Wolf is the character who's like the victim of everything in this, who Violet Pony is portraying, maybe portraying itself through. You know, but yeah, like we like even in the build up, like we're seeing that. So anyway, let's let it continue. Okay, I can feel that it's about to like make an or it just made another switch. So I'll just real quick say on that last part, wow, that was it was a tough listen in a similar vein to like girl, just a lot of parts of Girl with a Basket of Fruit. That's the nearest thing that I can compare it to. There's so many things that like, again, it's that thing of there's so many. Whenever there's a bunch of things crossing through my mind that something reminds me of, like that's that's whenever I just can't help but come to the conclusion of like yes, I hear all of this at least loosely me being like loosely being similar, but you know that that's what contributes to it being its own experience in the same right. Because well, you know, we if y'all know me, I'm from Louisiana, and well, everybody makes their gumbo a little differently, is how I'll put it. And Violet Pony, she's cooking. She's cooking. Okay. Barring any surprises, whenever I start back, figure right at the 22-minute mark is a good stopping point right before it's supposed to end. Uh, wow. I mean, I don't know if I can even go through it as a whole accurately. So, I mean, I already went over parts one and two, early, the two parts I did. So, for the rest of it, because, like, I don't even know if I really addressed the starting part, and it's kind of fuzzy in my memory. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, other than what was it? Yeah, the part where Violet's repeating "Rivers run red." Like like they. It feels cliche at this point to say something about this album feels haunting, but God, I have no better way to describe that. Now, as for the end part where you get into the instrumentals built up and it's just at its full go point. I mean, like you you really feel that, like, the, how do I say, I guess the persecution that the Wolf character is going through, the trauma, like, cause you've been feeling it all along, and this track, in this track, it's like, just because it's this long, that, don't think that's letting up, and it didn't. So, overall, I mean, first of all, it kept my attention for the full 22 minutes. Hello. That in and of itself is impressive. But, you know, the, I just love the way it was structured overall. The peaks and valleys and everything. The production at every point, whether it's at a slower building up point, or at a slower, like, kind of taking a break point, or this little outro, to whenever it's going full force. Like it, again, I'm just loving how it, like, kind of seamlessly transitions between them. I mean, even if, like, in reality it's kind of abrupt, it like, it doesn't feel abrupt. You know what I'm saying? So overall, uh, I'll put it in the mansion. Not quite VIP, but damn, yeah, that I am impressed. I've been impressed so far, and I am impressed with this track in and of itself, with this whole album so far. And yeah,
reflecting off your face and the colors of our eyes. We are the same,
Excuse all the sudden pauses, but, well, I explained it at the start.
You will always be a monster.
I know. But I am your monster no longer.
Ooh. Okay, so that was it. Revenge fantasy. Yeah. So, what to say on that one? I mean, the. I mean, first of all, when she said, what was it? You should have pulled the trigger when you had the chance. Oh my God! When Violet said that, oh, like I knew anyway it would have come out, would have hit hard, and it but it only felt the most appropriate that was screamed. But I mean, all of it just kind of like the idea of. I mean, because I guess it's kind of like a sort of revenge for like forcing you to be one way you want to be and then saying no, no, not anymore. There's something scary yet liberating in that I'm all here for. Production wise, I I had to pause multiple times throughout, so some of it is lost on me. But you know, I really did enjoy the production. I really did, and overall, just still all killer, still all killer, no filler. Put it in the penthouse for sure. Okay, so that feels like a good stopping point. So, first of all, of all the tracks, this is the one I like that I would describe as the most. How do I say it? 'Cause most beautiful feels like feel. It feels like it doesn't convey what I'm trying to say. Like it's more like it's not quite the most like twinkly sparkly that because there's one of the earlier tracks that would probably take that title, but I guess it's kind of it, it's the most it's like the most gentle, most delicate of the tracks. I I after everything don't I can't quite make of whether to this huntress introduced in this song is to be trusted or it or if this is just setting up yet again our poor boy, our wolf, being backstabbed for the last time. And I worry it's the latter. But for now, I mean, I really enjoyed this. I mean, Violet's softer vocals, if you want to call, or if if you want to refer to it as her cleans, are just wonderful, amazing. I mean, it, it it's like I love the contrast throughout between just such intense screams from those parts, and then these just softer vocals that are like they're like a warm blanket on the ears is I guess the way I'd describe it. And like if you want to know what I rate it, of course it's in the penthouse, and yes, it is in the VIP. Thank you very much. So that was. I mean, I don't want to say just an instrumental track, but I mean that was purely an instrumental track, and no lyrics or anything. But the title speaks for itself. Uh, I mean, uh, obviously, for the instrumentation, I mean, stating the obvious, damn, that was intense. But it didn't feel like any of the elements overwhelmed the others either. So big plus on that. I mean, for the story arc, it seems like you know, and as her howl echoed unto eventide, she became the far seer's hunting dog. So the the hurt is becoming the hurting. The one doing the hurting, I suppose, is that's my interpretation at least in the moment. So I mean, overall, what I think, I mean, it's like it. I'm saying it's an instrumental track because I wouldn't like an interlude is something that's supposed to provide like a break. I would not describe that as an interlude in that sense. But again, overall, I mean, about as much as I could have asked for out of an instrumental track. Put it in the penthouse. And okay, I think we have one more track after this. Yes. Yes, we do. All right. Okay. Okay. Hold on. There we go. So, how did I feel about that last track? Again, another, soft cut off the album. Uh, closing it out, and how, like, where it ties into the story, because, I mean, I definitely underplayed throughout the, like, there was definitely a theme of a second, like there was a wolf. I guess the wolf and the lamb. Again, I'm not always the best at telling these things. But I guess the wolf lived on as the hunting dog, and thus the lamb, in a sense, died. It. I mean, and there's some other more literal interpretations that, for monetization reasons, I'm not going to say out loud, but I don't think they're that hard to figure out what I'm saying. But yeah, overall, I mean, yeah, again, another one of these soft tracks closing the album from Violet Pony that, you'd think in an album that for the most part is as hardcore and as intense as this album is at so many points, that a softer landing might be disappointing, but no. Violet Pony, it sticks the landing. It sticks the landing. And so yeah, for that song, I mean, even outside of the context, it's just it is a nice listen. So put it in the penthouse. And now overall for the full album. Oh my goodness, it was a lot in the best possible way. I will reiterate, Azalea, I don't know if it's on stream. I don't know if it's just privately or in your server. We need to gang up and get you on a. Oh my god, I was about to say the wrong album. On an I Didn't Mean to Haunt You listen through, because, like, listen, I have been raving about that album to you, and I love this. But if you really like this and haven't heard that yet, you will really enjoy it. Like, and I'm saying that to anyone, but especially to you, Azalea, my friend. Okay, but back to the album. Enough yapping. Just got so much emotional intensity throughout, carried by just so many different elements in the production that, and there's nothing I could really point to and say this didn't work. Like, even at the worst, it was solid and flowed with everything else. But my god, at the best, it added so much to an album that already had so much there. And then Violet's range going from, whether it's just the most intense and heartbreaking moments of screams to all the different cleans and softer vocals throughout, it kept my attention all throughout. In fact, to a point where, right before the 22-minute track, I did take a break for a few minutes. But overall, how did I feel about this album? I mean, I really like the concept. I really like just everything about it. I mean, even the cover art, as messed up as what it's representing and what it portrays, even though just looking at it, you wouldn't know. But if you know, you know. You know? I mean, just all of it. Just all of it. Just all of it. I'm struggling to come up with the words, but it's definitely in the penthouse. Right on the entrance to VIP. I'm not quite saying in it, but Vylet, you knocked it out the park with this one. So, for anyone who's still watching, I don't know how. Thank you for having this much time, especially with all the mess that this was. But yeah, so with that said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the likes, hit the subscribes, ring that bell. Don't forget to leave a comment, and of course, as always, thank you for coming to my house of music. Stay a while.